Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to show you one of the models from Ryobi's 18-volt range, the R18RS reciprocating saw. You're about to see a pretty powerful machine, but I won't say more. Let's check it out in the next segment. See you in a moment. So here is the reciprocating saw in question, the Ryobi R18RS. So it's not necessarily the most compact machine you can find on the market. It's also not the newest one in the Ryobi range, but it does offer good performance at a pretty attractive price, which we'll look at a bit later in the video. So just know that like all the tools in the One Plus range, this reciprocating saw is compatible with all Ryobi One Plus batteries. That means if you already own tools, especially batteries from the same range, you'll be able to reuse them with this machine. As for the motor, this reciprocating saw is equipped with a standard brushed motor. That means it doesn't benefit from the advantages of a brushless motor, especially when it comes to better battery life management. As for handling, this machine is really meant to be used with both hands because it's actually pretty heavy. It weighs 2.4 kilos, and that's just the weight of the machine without the battery. So you'll mostly use it with both hands, and with both hands it works really well. Also, on the main handle, there's a grip that's pretty comfortable and fits nicely in your hand. Here, the trigger is pretty easy to activate. There you go. The motor responds really well when you pull the trigger. And there's also a button on top that lets you activate the safety, so you don't accidentally start the machine if you don't want to. So there you go, a button that's also easy to reach and works pretty well. Additionally, on this machine, there's a shock absorber that helps reduce the vibrations that, of course, come from cutting. This also makes it easier to use and adds a bit more comfort during longer cuts. Because of that, you get less vibration in the hand holding the machine. To change the blade, you just need to operate the lever here and place the blade into the holder. There you go. Then you close the safety latch. There you go. The blade is properly in place and securely attached to the machine. You see, you don't need any tools. It's very simple and very quick to do. And finally, just before we move on to a demonstration of this reciprocating saw, let's talk a bit about its features, especially the rotation speed, or rather the stroke speed, right? You should know that with this machine, you can reach up to 2,800 strokes per minute with a stroke length of 28 millimeters, which are pretty significant numbers compared to other machines on the market. In any case, if you compare it with roughly equivalent models, it really puts it among the most high-performing machines in its class. As a result, this reciprocating saw can cut up to 200 millimeters in wood and up to 20 millimeters in metal. Now, let's see how this reciprocating saw performs in action. And to start, cutting the pallet board. There you go. I use a blade that's of course suited to the material. So regarding the blade, we're using a bi-material type blade. So it can cut both wood and metal. We'll see that later in the second part of this video. All right, I'm gonna start cutting now. So as you can see, a really clean, efficient cut. Really no trouble at all. Now let's see how it goes this time with the same pallet board. Sorry, I'll get it right. The same pallet board, but this time with nails inside. So I've put in, as you can see, some pallet nails. Actually, I reused nails from when I took apart a pallet. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, I haven't changed the blade since it's a blade suited for this material. Well, in any case, it's suitable for both wood and metal. And normally, here too, it shouldn't really cause it, sorry, too much trouble. So again, not too much trouble, not too many problems. Of course, there were a few brief pauses when the blade hit the metal, but as you can see, it didn't really have much trouble with it. As you saw, this machine is quite powerful, especially with a stroke speed of 2,800 strokes per minute and a stroke length of 28 millimeters, which will let you cut through any type of material quickly and efficiently. As for the motor, since this isn't a very recent machine, it doesn't have the benefits of a brushless motor, like better battery life management and longer motor lifespan. Sorry. But that does allow them to offer this machine at a very attractive price. When it comes to handling, let's be honest, this isn't the lightest machine on the market since it weighs 2.4 kilos. That's the weight of the machine without the battery. So you'll also need to add the weight of the battery on top of that. And by the way, I'd recommend using a 4 or 5 amp battery. That way, you're all set, whether it's for performance or battery life. But as for if I come back to the weight and handling, honestly, it's not too much of a problem that it's this heavy because you'll mostly be holding it with both hands, which lets you easily control the blade with your other hand. And finally, when it comes to the price, know that this reciprocating saw is generally sold for around 105 euros. So that's the price for the bare tool, meaning without the battery or charger. So it's a price that might seem pretty high, but in the end, when I compare it to other machines on the market with roughly the same performance, it's actually a tool that's well positioned in terms of value for money. So as usual, if you're interested in this reciprocating saw, feel free to check out the description. I'll include the references for the best sellers, at least those offering this tool at the best price. All right, this video is now coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. In any case, I'll see you very soon for a new video. See ya!